Bernadette Herrera D. is recognized. Congresswoman BHD.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Well, sisigundahan ko yung unang katanungan ni Congressman Remulla at saka ni Congressman Marcoleta, yung tungkol dun sa kung bakit bumababa yung nagiging qualifications ng ating mga SVP. So gusto kong tanungin, I don't know kung si SVP Mas ang pwedeng sumagot sa akin, Mr. Chair. Tama ba itong impormasyon na nakarating sa akin na yung EVP and COO position, iba yung requirements noong December 2019 at iba yung naging requirements noong February 2020 nung na-appoint si Mr. Arnel De Jesus?
Will be responding.
Mr. Chair, SVP Dennis Mas of Management Services Sector.
SVP Dennis Mas recognized.
Doon ma'am, ay hindi ko narinig. Yung
Okay. I'll repeat the question. It
Thank
has
you, ma'am.
reached my office na yung requirement for EVP and COO iba nung December 2019 at naiba nung February 2020 nung na-appoint si Mr. Arnel De Jesus.
Sige ma'am, yung ano na yan, yung issue na i-covered ng Civil Service Resolution 20000282, no? Ang president ng Philhealth after niya manifest sa Philhealth Board ay nag-request sa adjustment sa qualification standards ng Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer sa grade 29 position ng Philhealth. Sa kanyang letter ni President Ricardo Morales dated September 11, 2011, it says that the Executive Vice President, Chief Operating Officer is the second highest position in the corporation. It is a career position tasked to oversee the development and implementation of policies and procedures on finance, operations, administrative, and other support services. However, with the implementation of UHC and approval of its IRR, the corporation will embark on its new task on health financing and ensuring financial viability through proper handling of funds coming from the different sources such as sins tax, remittance of members, funds from PAGCOR and PCSO. With this upcoming task for Philhealth, implementing UHC, the President of Philhealth, as sinulat niya sa Civil Service Commission, is requesting for some changes in the qualification standards of the EVP position so that he can hire an expert in finance and fund management who possesses the qualifications needed for the position. So, sa rules naman ng CSC, nakalagay sa Omnibus Rules on Appointment and Other Human Resource Actions, nakalagay dito, agencies are always encouraged to set specific or higher standards for their positions, including the required competencies. These standards will be submitted to the Commission for approval, and once approved, the agency shall uniformly and consistently adopt this in the selection and appointment of employees. The approved qualification standards shall be adopted by the Civil Service Commission in the attestation of appointments of the agency concerned. So after ma-deliberate ng Civil Service Commission in bank, no, na dito yung pirma ni Chairman Bala sa Commissioner Attorney Eileen Lizada, ang naging decision nila, it says here dito sa resolution, wherefore the Commission resolves to approve the amendment of the qualification standards for the EVP position of Philhealth. So yung dati, nandoon pa rin naman. Naging top, pero ang pagkakaiba, binigyan nila ng alternative. First, dito sa education, naging bachelor's degree in accountancy. Sa experience naman, 5 years of supervisory experience. Sa training, same, 120 hours of supervisory management training, learning and development intervention. And instead of a career service professional, ginawa nilang RA 1080, CPA. So ito po ang pag-amend ng kanyang qualification standards, which encourage naman talaga ng Civil Service Commission, ay may approval ng Civil Service Commission, no, led by Chairman Bala at Commissioner.
Yes, SVP Dens. Ang tanong ko, kailan sinulat yung letter?
Pardon, ma'am?
Kailan sinulat yung letter? Anong date?
Sinulat ni General Morales ang kanyang request sa Civil Service September 11, 2019.
So, September 11, 2019.
I can provide a copy mamaya.
Yeah.
Yung kanyang yung date ng commission kung kailan ito promulgate. Promulgation nakalagay dito February 11, 2020. Kaya nung
Kailan na-appoint si Mr. Arnel De Jesus?
after na nito, ma'am.
Precisely. So, parang ginawa natin, we suit the requirements of Mr. De Jesus para lamang siya ang ma-appoint na COO. Kasi parang biglang all of a sudden, di-downgrade natin. Because hindi, ang sabi mo sa akin, dapat, yung sa binasa mo, dapat ina-upgrade natin yung qualification standards. Pero ang tingin ko kasi dito, tinanggal nyo yung civil service eligibility, tapos ginawa nyo na lang master's degree para makapasok sa posisyon. Kasi parang very specific and very timely eh. Meron tayong gustong ipasok, pero September, tas all of a sudden, February, napalitan na kaagad ng Civil Service Commission. As of December 2019, parehas pa rin ang eligibility requirements ng civil service. Tapos bigla, February 2020, na-downgrade yung qualification, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Arnel De Jesus was appointed. So I just cannot help but think na sinut nyo yung requirements nyo just to be able to appoint this person.
Decision po yan, ma'am, ng President and CEO ng Philhealth at saka yan naman ay na-manifest sa board meeting ng Philhealth Board of Directors.
Well, I'm just trying to point that out, Mr. Chair, and to our colleagues na I don't know why we are downgrading the requirements of our officers of a very, of a corporation that a lot of people are relying heavily on. Number 2, SVP Mas. Totoo ba na napalitan din yung executive and managerial offices, ginawang non-station specific? Ginawang non-station specific. Kaya maraming, kahit maliit lamang ang experience or mababa ang experience, ay nailagay sila sa SVP position.
Yan yung mga qualification standards po natin, Your Honor. Nung araw pa po yan, hindi yan talaga napalitan. So sa mga executive managerial officers ng corporation, standard talaga yan, 120 hours of training in management supervision, 5 years of experience in management and supervision, na kaya nga dito sa ginawa dito sa EVP, in-adjust na ng civil service upon the request of the President and CEO of Philhealth. So yan ho yung pinapublish sa qualification standards ng mga positions sa Philhealth at as far as I can recall, wala naman hong...
No, hindi mo ko naiintindihan, FVP Dennis. Yung sa executive position, ginawa yung non-specific, non-station specific. Ibig sabihin, kahit hindi ako abogado, pwede akong maging SVP for legal kasi ginawa yung non-station specific ang requirements para sa mga SVP or executive positions. Is that correct?
Your Honor, parang 2 years and 8 months pa lang ako, pero ang dinatnan ko, yan na yung mga qualification standards na nakaset. So, ganun na ho yun.
Kanino nag-emanate para dapat palitan ito? Kasi ikaw, 2 years ka na dyan. Sa tingin mo, tama na maglalagay tayo ng isang taong walang experience dun sa posisyon na kailangan niyang maging SVP?
Kaya yung honors, ang civil service, ina-encourage talaga ni update at saka maging specific sa mga competencies na required ng isang position. Kaya dito sa Executive Vice President and CEO, in-update nila na nag-request ang management.
I beg to disagree. That's not updating. Dinowngrade nyo, tinanggal nyo lang yung civil service eligibility. That's the only thing you removed from there. Dinagdag nyo lang na or master's degree at tinanggal nyo yung civil service eligibility. Enough na yung CPA. Kaya na-appoint si Mr. Arnel De Jesus. I'm just saying, hindi niya siya in-upgrade. Binawasan ninyo ng requirement. At dinagdagan nyo ng qualification to suit the need. Anyway, I'm just stating out a point. And sana, ayusin nyo na itong non-station specific because with this ruling, ako bilang non-lawyer can be SVP of legal because of 5 years managerial experience. And that is something that you have to correct. Kaya punta ako kay acting SVP actually. Susundan ko yung tanong ni Congressman, Deputy Speaker Marcoleta. So, Ma'am Nerissa Santiago, are you a licensed actuarian?
Mr. Chair, the Actuarial Society of the Philippines doesn't issue po licenses. We are conferred the associate and the fellow titles of actuaries po.
Are you a member of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Pag anong pangalan mo ang nandoon sa society? Kasi pag sina-search ko yung pangalan mo, nakalagay item not found.
Bali ano po, sa ngayon po, hindi po ako nakaka-attend ng mga meetings. Yung pong mga sa government po kasi hindi naman kami required to attend the meeting. So, hindi po ako
Ang tanong ko, are you a member of the society as you are claiming? Because when I search your name, wala ang pangalan mo sa society na sinasabi mong miyembro ka.
Hindi lang po ako currently active member.
So ikaw ang actuarial ng Philhealth na pinakamalaking GOCC natin na malaking bahagi ay nagdedepende sa'yo. Hindi ka licensed actuarial kasi ang alam ko yung dati may license. Meron tayong dating actuarial ng Philhealth na license. Isn't that right?
Na-conferred po ako ng associate, bilang an associate actuary po.
Bakit mo sinasabing walang licensed actuarial?
Hindi po kasi license yung binibigay ng Actuarial Society of the Philippines. Hindi po kasi kami under sa PRC.
But you are not a member now of the society.
Hindi po ako currently active member.
So let us make that clear kasi when I search you, hindi ka naman membro ng society na sinasabi mong membro ka as justification for the lack of your license. So ganun ba yun? Pagka hindi ka active, tatanggalin ka na kinonfer ka ng actuarial status? Is that how it goes? Kasi syempre kung ikaw ay kinonfer, whether you attend or not, ikaw ay forever dapat conferred by that.
We can get a certification from the Actuarial Society of the Philippines of yung conferment po ng pagiging associate actuary ko po.
So yun ang gusto ko tanungin kay FVP Mas. Hindi ba sa tingin mo dapat licensed actuarial ang nilalagay natin bilang SVP ng PhilHealth?
Ma'am, may ganong movement talaga sa civil service at saka yung PhilHealth. Kaya ngayon, ang trust natin dito ay competency-based human resource management system. Ibig sabihin, yung mga observations no kanina na sa position ng legal, ay pwede ho nating i-amend yan later and then i-prescribe. Basta actually, pwede naman natin maging requirement para maging specific na talaga siya sa mga positions. No? So,
dapat naman. It's
kaya
about
sa
time
ngayon,
that we change this one, na dapat hindi siya non-station specific. We have to be
Yes.
very specific on this one.
We are towards that, ma'am. Kaya nga yan, nagsimula na kami magkaroon ng competency-based job descriptions. So ni-review na namin yung mga job descriptions ng mga offices kung saan doon manggagaling rin kung ano yung mga tamang qualification standards. Hindi na yung generic. Kasi yung ina-adapt ng PhilHealth kasi generic eh. Kaya kung kulang ka talaga sa mga ina-expect ng iba ng qualification, maka-qualify ka talaga. Kaya kailangan natin i-update ang qualification standards or yung ina-adapt ng PhilHealth. So we are adapting yung competency-based.
SVP Dennis, so siguro naman, diba? Kung ganun yung kabilis na gawa, napalitan or na-convince nyo kaagad ang CSC, ang galing nyo, ang lakas nyo sa CSC, ang bilis nyo silang napapa-aksyon. Kung mabilis yung napa-aksyonan, yung EVP at COO, at sa loob lamang ng 3 buwan, napalitan niyang rules ng CSC, siguro naman, anong araw ngayon? Agosto. Baka naman pwede, next month or next month, mapalitan nyo na rin yung non-station specific. Kasi mukhang malakas kayo sa CSC. Isang request nyo lang, ang bilis, napapalitan na kaagad ang eligibility requirement. So nakita na natin ngayon, kailangan palitan ng eligibility requirement pagdating dito sa mga SVPs na maging specific. So sana naman pagtapos ito, pag uwi mo sa opisina, ay i-request nyo na rin sana sa CSC at sabihin nyo kung gano'n nila kabilis pinalitan yung requirement sa EVP at COO. sana mas mabilis pa nilang palitan ng requirements para hindi maging non-station specific. Can I count on you on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Kaya nga meron na kaming mga positions, 153 of them, na na talaga competency-based. So later, ang mga qualification standards niya, papalitan na rin namin, hindi na yung generic lang. Para maging specific talaga sa profession.
But SVP, Dennis, kailangan unahin natin yung SVP kasi sila yung mga head eh. We get guidance from them, di ba?
Yes.
So dapat dun kayo pinakamahigpit. And it bothers me that the requirement for Attorney 4 and Attorney 6 is even stricter than the SVP for legal. Isipin mo, Attorney 4, 2 years legal experience. Attorney 6, 5 years legal experience, salary grade 26. Ang SVP for legal, salary grade 28. No legal experience needed, just 5 years managerial experience.
I fully agree, ma'am. I fully agree. Kaya nga,
So,
ang ating job description, competency-based na.
Okay, so sana pag uwi mo, isulat mo na yan, sabihin mo na sa presidente or kung sinong in charge to write a letter to CSC. And I will expect CSC, siguro Mr. Chair, invite natin yung CSC and let's get a commitment from them to change this ASAP. Kung nagawa nilang mabilis, Mr. Chair, na palitan ng requirements ng COO at EVP, I hope they can change this also as soon as possible. Can I request that, Mr. Chair, next hearing, patawag natin yung CSC?
Tatama,
Yes,
ma'am.
we will do that, Honorable BH. Honorable,
Thank you very much.
Congresswoman
Hindi pa po
PH.
ako tapos. Yes,
Last point.
last two questions, Mr. Chair. Gusto ko lang tanungin, nagtataka lang ako, bakit parang ang daming na-appoint, parang ang lalakas nila, they can be appointed even though yung qualifications nila hindi. So I'd like to ask Attorney Jojo De Rosario. Kanina, he was mentioning na he feels that he's not qualified or kung aalisin nga siya dyan or papalitan niya yung posisyon niya, mas gugustuhin niya. So can I ask, bakit sa tingin niya na-appoint siya? Kung sa tingin niya ay kulang siya sa experience or hindi naman niya gusto yung posisyon, bakit siya na-appoint?
Ma'am, yung discuss ko lang yung proseso sa pag-apply sa Philhealth. Una, mag-signify ka ng application mo.
So nag-signify siya ng intention niya. Kasi sabi niya kanina, kung tatanggalin nga po ako dito, okay lang po sa akin dahil hindi po bagay sa akin yung trabaho.
Madam Congressman, ang nagpili kay Mr. De Rosario ay Board of Directors ng Philhealth. Sa
Pero
Philhealth,
sabi mo kasi, so yeah, I'm asking actually Attorney Jojo De Rosario. Is he around, Attorney Jojo De Rosario?
si Jojo. Sige.
Is Attorney Jojo De Rosario around?
Attorney De Rosario.
Wala ba si Attorney Jojo De Rosario?
Honorable Congresswoman BH Herrera D, nawala daw po.
Ano wala? So, Mr. Chair, mamaya pag bumalik siya, kasi I just really have one important question that I should ask him. So sana kung may time, matanong ko lang po siya. It's just one question that I would like to clarify with him as to regards to his appointment. Kung okay lang po mamaya pag bumalik siya, Mr. Chair.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay. Anyway, on my last point lang, gusto ko lang pong tanongin nito. I'd move away from that, but I expect the commitment of SVP Dennis Mas to make sure to prepare the letter already. And sana for the next hearing, makita namin yung sulat mo addressed to that. Mr. Chair, my last point that I want to raise is the budget for COVID testing. I'd like to know how much is the total budget of Philhealth for COVID testing that was set aside?
SVP Vargas.
Mr. Chair, our actuary will answer for that.
The actual cost for COVID testing, kung magkano daw po? Budget, I'm sorry, for COVID testing.
Mr. Chair, regarding the costing po, we have budgeted, we calculated for the 10 million tests that DOH purchased at 2,077 per tests. So that's about 20.7 billion in terms of payment. And then aside from the 10 million tests that DOH will be purchasing, we budgeted about 250,000 for the PRC. That's about 900 million, and another 250,000 which is paid outside of PRC, and the 10 million tests that DOH will purchase. So about 22 billion, ma'am, in terms of COVID tests budget.
Okay, 22 billion. Since I'm sa 22 billion, is that half of it, almost half of it, is the Philippine Red Cross. Is that correct? And then half is para kanino?
Yung pong sa PRC po kasi, I think what we have approved in the, well, we have discussed during the board is about 900 million budget for PRC. That's at 3,500. So mga 250,000 plus tests po yun.
Okay, so saan mapupunta? Testing of who yung ibang balanse? Kung meron tayong 22 billion, sino yung itetest natin outside of...
Yung pong sa, nakadefine po sa DOH protocol, yung pong pwedeng bayaran ng Philhealth in terms of COVID tests.
Kaya nga, sino-sino yun?
Initially po, yung pong mga yung mga na tests na yung mga, well,
Sino-sino nga yun? I mean, frontliners, employees, Philhealth members, libre ba to sa ating mga ano? Yun ang gusto ko malaman. Kanino? Kanino siya ina-allocate? Kasi wala pa ako naririnig na naka-avail ng libreng Philhealth test. Kaya gusto ko malaman, para kanino, who can avail of this?
May I refer you to Doc Ish regarding dun sa
Okay,
kung
please.
pwedeng maka-avail?
Mr. Chair,
Honorable Herrera, if it's okay, last reply of Doc Pargas.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I
Yes,
just
go
have
ahead.
to be clarified because I don't understand saan napunta yung pera for COVID testing because I haven't heard of anyone who got a free test na care of PhilHealth.
Yes.
Except for those na Philippine Red Cross. That I want to get answers to that one. And I also want to follow up regarding yung sinasabi ko na ano ang guidelines para sa mga empleyado ng mga private companies na sinasabing PhilHealth ang sasagot. Kasama na ba to dito? We need clarifications from that one kasi, Mr. Chair, hanggang ngayon wala pa ako naririnig na sinagot ng PhilHealth yung kanilang COVID testing.
Mr. Chair, yes po. We have adopted the Department Memorandum of the DOH. Patatlo na po siyang expansion and the most current is Department Order 258A na kung saan meron pong subgroups A to letter J na nakalista po doon kung sino yung mga covered under the expanded testing. Sa ngayon, yung mga nauna po would be, of course, those who are symptomatic patients, those who have close contact, tapos na-expand na po siya sa ngayon, including po yung mga nakasulat ngayon po na as part of those, yun pong mga barbers, kasama po yung, as we open the economy, meron pong
Yes,
mga
okay.
identified
Now, my question is, how will they avail of it? Has somebody actually availed of it? Because, like I said, wala pa akong nakitang case na sinagot ng PhilHealth.
So
Kasi yung
far,
mga nag-COVID positive, ha?
so
Pero yung
far po,
nagpapatest per se.
so far po, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, Madam Congresswoman, other than those coming from the PRC, meron po kaming mga claims filed so far. Ito po ay as of August 3. Meron na po kaming nabayaran pagdating po sa SARS-CoV testing na around 11 million.
So,
And
sinong binayaran nyo? The patient or the testing facility?
facilities, ma'am.
So, may accredited facilities na kayo? Because the last time I was asking you, do you have accredited facilities outside of PRC? You told me you don't know.
Ma'am, hindi po. I actually said we have around 105 already na accredited laboratories. Kasama po dun ang PRC. The accredited testing laboratories po could either be hospital-based or standalone laboratories po.
Now, ang question ko,
Congressman
pero
BH,
naniningil, sorry Mr. Chair ha, kasi gusto ko lang linawin to eh. You said before no copay. So yung 100 plus na to, ibig sabihin hindi sila naniningil more than the price that is set by Philhealth?
Dapat po, Madam Chair, as per our policy.
So wala pa yata ako naririnig na may murang PCR test na less than 4,000 pesos. So kung may claim na 11 million sa inyo, paano nyo sila mababayaran? Eh parang merong nilalabas na pera pa rin yata ang isang individual. Can you submit to this office na lang, Mr. Chair, para I know that my
Yes,
time is
Madam
up.
Chair.
Can you submit to this office the 100 plus accredited institutions and how much ang sinecharge nila? Kasi
Yes,
kung
sir.
ito ay binibayaran naman pala ng Philhealth, bakit sabi nyo dapat no copay? Pero
Yes.
I don't know of any testing facility na mas mura sa 3,500. And I think you know that. So so nabayaran nyo na yung 11 billion?
Mr. Chair, ma'am, pakiulit lang po.
Nabayaran nyo na yung 11 billion claim?
11 million po. 11 million.
11 million.
Yes po.
Nabayaran nyo na to?
Yes po. Those are claims paid for around 2,181 na nasa amin. Meron po kaming on process na 9,704. That's around 62 million. This is a data po as of August 3.
So can you submit to us kung sino na yung mga nabayaran nyo para makita ko kung sino yung testing facilities na mura palang maningil?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And also, Mr. Chair, so that means marami pa tayong pondo na natitira for COVID testing. Kung ang nagastos nyo pa lamang ay 11 million, tapos sa Philippine Red Cross is 900 million, so you still have a lot of budget. How much is left for COVID testing?
Yes, Mr. Chair. As said by our actuary, we have around 22 billion. But that, of course, includes, ma'am, yun pong plano ng gobyerno para dun po sa 10 million testing na bibilhin ng Department of Health at idodonate po. So sa ngayon po, yan po yung that will also cover yung expanded testing na ngayon ay nadudun po sa nakasulat do sa Department Order ng Department of Health 258.
Okay, kindly give us a copy of that. Kasama na kaya doon yung employees ng private offices na sinama sa Department Order Circular?
Madam Chair, meron pong mga identified na po doon. Meron pong kasama doon sa mga tourist area. As we open po yung mga tourist spot, may mga identified po na mga lugar.
Dahil
At
tanong
meron
ko,
po
kasama na
mga-
ba yung in-identify doon sa circular ng DOLE and DTI na mandated testing?
I think so, Madam Chair. But we'll have to check po.
Next time, please, ayoko ng I think so. A lot of people are listening and a lot of people are eagerly awaiting dahil marami ang may kailangan ng test. Hindi sila nagpapatest dahil napakamahal at napakagastos. Hinihintay na lang nila yung 2 weeks matapos ang quarantine. Kung meron naman palang libre sa Philhealth, hindi ko maintindihan ba't hindi alam ng taong bayan. So please give us correct information of this one so that our Filipino people na may nararamdaman, alam nila kung saan sila pupunta. Kindly publish the accredited COVID testing facilities na pwedeng maka-avail ng libre ang ating mga mamamayang may symptoms. Kasi yan ang kailangan natin. So I expect that, Mr. Chair, from our Philhealth na sana as soon as possible gawin nilang public lahat ng accredited facilities where our symptomatic patients can actually get the test for free.
Mr. Chair, yes, Madam Congresswoman, we will publish and also po, those are actually posted also in our website. But yes po, we will ask our communications to publish.
Sana naman pati sa news, isabihin niyo yan kasi maraming naghahanap. It's not enough that it's only in the website, diba? Ang importante dito, alam ng tao kung saan sila pumupunta. So kindly do that. So, Mr. Chair, sana po mamaya pag nandiyan po si Attorney Del Rosario, it's just that I really have to ask him a very important question. Is he still not around?
Andyan na po ba si Attorney Del Rosario? Wala pa rin po, Congresswoman BH. But once he's around, we'll inform you immediately.
Yeah, maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. And sana po yung mga hiningi ko po ay ma-provide sa atin, especially that of SVP Dennis Mas and that of Dr. Vargas.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you po.